Hi, and welcome to another episode of Life with Leeks. I am Malika, and today I shared on my Instagram Live on my Life with Leeks page that I was going to go get my first colonic of the season or of the year. And that kind of talked about the benefits of it. And I wasn't sure if the doctor was going to allow me to record the process, and he, of course, did not. He said he likes to keep it private, and I understand that. So, with holistic practices, they're not always accepted by others. So I completely get that. Respect his privacy. So I weighed myself before I left this morning. And then about an hour before I left, I drank because I do intermittent fasting. I did my breakfast smoothie of my buckwheat groats and my chia, hemp, flaxseed, and what is else? Almond milk, chocolate almond milk, and chocolate peanut butter. I do that every day around 12 o'clock. So about 12:30, I had that. And I was kind of on the fence about doing it before my procedure, but I knew I had to eat, so that went out the window. So I think I was a slight bit bloated going in, or full, because it's a liquid. I drink a lot. It's a big glass. So anyway, you start the process, and you are on you're on a table, you're in a room by yourself, and this process, you're in the room with the doctor. So it was fairly short and really easy. It's not what people think. So if you have not looked into colonics, I encourage you to do so. It helps give your gut a reboot, so to speak. It also helps remove all bad bacteria from your gut, but it also removes good bacteria. So afterwards, you need to replenish with the good bacteria. So kombuchas or prebiotics, to give your body what it needs to begin making the good bacteria again. Anyway, stay tuned. I'll share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm all finished with my service, and let's see. So I spent first. He did not want me to film, so I took a few pictures that I will include for you to see. Some of the benefits of doing your colon cleanse would be, for some people, you can lose 8 to 10 to 15 pounds just after one session. I'm curious to see if I lost any weight. I don't really know. And it would be a plus if I did, but not a deal breaker for me. He no longer has a system that has the two containers up where you can see the waste and then the clear water. He has it now where it come straight to the sewer system, so you don't see any of it. So I couldn't take a picture of that. I did not get a picture of the nozzle either. But you start out on your right side. You insert, he covers you up, and then he starts the process of the water flowing. And so I was on the table, I would say 20 minutes. So he stayed on my right side for, I don't know, about maybe 10 minutes. And then I flipped over to my back, And then he massaged my stomach and my abdomen, where my, along the direction of my colon. And continued to massage that the whole time that I was laying on my back. I laid on my back for about 10 minutes, and then the process was over. So depending on how far you live from the facility that you go to, you then leave the table and then go to the bathroom because you still have excess water in your colon. And you can be in the bathroom anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. So you don't want to go in and be in a time constraint. Go in and sit and just let your body relax and release all the excess water that is holding. Now, he did tell me, I was in the bathroom for, I think, about 15 minutes. He also told me that he left a little bit of water in my colon. He said, so it's similar to when you put water on clay that's on cement. You know, you leave a little water to keep it moisturized, so that when I come back, he wants me to come back at least one more visit to be able to loosen that up, the rest of that stuff that's in my colon. So he said that I did have a lot of mucus, and that I need to cut out eating nuts, which kind of was a little sad for me because so many things have already been cut from my diet. And I don't think a lot of nuts, but initially when he said nuts, I was like, oh my goodness, I drink nut milk. And I don't eat cereal, but I have it in my smoothie, so it does not include the milks. He said that it's okay to have seeds because seeds have fiber, soluble fiber, which is what you need. But the nuts cause mucus because of the protein. So he said, you've been going to town. And I have been lately. The nuts that I eat the most is pecans. Pecans, whatever you call them. I eat those in my salad. So, and then if we buy, I love, a friend of mine, he always keeps nuts and water in the back of his car for lots of us during the week. And so he'll just give you like these little baggies with nuts in them. I'm just like, I didn't realize how much I love nuts. And I started, and I never really was a nut person, and I fell in love with cashews because they're just so milky. Anyway, it's insoluble fiber. So your body has a hard time, breaking it down, which prompts your body to make mucus. And that is what we don't want. We don't want mucus in the lining of our colon. So, I'm going to have to get on board with seeds. I know that there were quite a few that I should have already incorporated that I've been just dragging my feet on. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding more of that to my diet. So I may not cut it out completely, but I am going to cut it down tremendously. Again, these kinds of things are a process. I don't know anybody who can do any of this stuff cold turkey on the first time they hear it. It's just not reasonable to think that people can do that. Some people can, but just depending on what it is, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So I probably will wean myself off. But that's the good thing about these colonics. I go when I've made up my mind to make the needed adjustments going forward. So the fact that it's costing me money to repair my gut, it would be foolish of me to throw away the money that I just invested in my health. You know what I mean? So I'm going to, and then he also said the sugar. Now, I already know about the sugar. That is the bane of my existence. And even though I have changed the kinds of sugar that I mostly eat, still, sugar is it's not good for your gut. It's not good for your health. period. So he prescribed, since I'm already doing kombucha and my own prebiotics, he didn't prescribe that for me. Again, as I said, he's from South Africa, so he gets a lot of his supplements from there. He did prescribe for me aloe vera capsules. So it says to take one at bedtime. One caplet, one time a day. So they're capsules. They're not. I don't like these. When he gave them to me last time, I know the benefits of aloe vera, and they're really, 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 really good for you. Aloe vera is very good for you. So if you don't want to do the caplets, you can always poke a hole in and squeeze it out. That's an option for you too if you want to take the actual capsule. So I will be taking this every day. Very good for you. Now his recommendation. This traffic is bad, so I'm kind of sitting. He says, no pasta, no fried or fast foods, no meat and pork, no white flour, no sugar, and no cheese. 60 ounces of water daily, 2 to 3 vegetables, 3 to 5 fruits, 1 to 2 starches, 1 to 3 proteins, and eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. So I'm doing majority of this. I have to do better with my water, which I think that now that spring is approaching, as I said before, I have always had a hard time staying consistent with my water intake. But I know this, that when I'm more active, I drink more water. So I have to put that on my radar to be more conscious. Here, what's going on? What's going on with it? To be more conscious about my water intake. So I'm going to start also eating more fruit. I do a lot of fruits and vegetables in smoothies, or mixing it in foods, blending it in foods, I should say. So I'm going to start eating it more. Mangoes, whatever fruits have a lot of water, or a lot of fiber. So that is my goal going forward. When I get to the house, I will jump on the scale and see if I had any movement on the scale. And then I'll share with you some more pics. So made it back home, and I did jump on the scale, and I did go down 2 pounds, which is always a plus. Very happy about that. I will continue to do the things that I mentioned before, incorporating more fruit with water and fiber in it on a daily basis. I will also increase my water intake. Do I recommend the Colonic? I do. How often? At least 4 times a year. Which version? Only familiar with one, but I really believe that the other way of self-insertion is just as fine. I would like to try that out. So I don't know anybody locally. I did have one, but she closed her business and moved away. So I will do the legwork on that and find another one that is highly recommended and try the other way. But I really do think that at the turn of each season, everyone should try to get a little bit of better gut health. So thank you so much for joining me on this day trip to the doctor. And if you guys haven't tried one, I definitely encourage you to check out his name. I never told you his name. His name is Dr. Andre. Anyway, thanks for joining me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below.